don't know if you all remember the NFL controversy labeled Deflategate, where Tom Brady was suspended for 4 games for deflating footballs to make them easier to catch. But I think this is a prime example of cheating in contemporary sports culture. No matter the sport you follow, there are always accusations of cheating. From faking injuries, to paying off the refs, to taking illegal drugs, there are always stuff floating around. There is only one sport where fair play is built so foundationally into the ethos of the game that cheating is not an issue, and this is Ultimate Frisbee. As a member of Cal Poly's Women's Club Ultimate team, fair play, also known as the spirit of the game mindset, is an essential aspect to the game. Players at the highest level don't play with referees and settle disputes amongst themselves. So, spirit of the game is an important mindset that I think should be adopted not only by other athletes, but by everyday individuals such as yourselves. So today, we will first learn what the spirit of the game is, then we will go over why other athletes and everyday individuals just like you should learn about the spirit of the game and adopt it as a mindset in your everyday life. So, in order to adopt a spirit of the game mindset, you must first understand what the spirit of the game is. In 2019, USA Ultimate, which is the United States governing sports body for Ultimate Frisbee, defines spirit as the game as part of the sport where Ultimate relies so heavily on sportsmanship that accountability falls on every individual player. Highly competitive play is encouraged, but never at the expense of mutual respect for the other team, adherence to the agreed upon rules, and the basic joy of play. Imagine a world where the basic joy of playing a sport is championed above everything else. This is really cool, and this is the world of Ultimate Frisbee. Players have to call their own fouls, and a lot of the times we don't even play with refs. At the highest level of the game, there are observers who can settle dispute if the two teams absolutely cannot agree, but they are rarely ever used. In my personal experience, the spirit of the game is an amazing culture that stretches across California and all over the United States. We play all over California to face teams all the way from Davis to San Diego. And because of the spirit of the game culture, I have friends from schools all over California, from players who I have faced in games. This is really cool, and because a lot of people don't really play Ultimate in high school, the first part of the college season is all about teaching the rookies how to play and helping the other players on the field. So a lot of the times, teams really want other teams to do better and to grow and learn as much as possible so that they can face formidable opponents later on in the season. So, now that we've learned what spirit of the game is and some of my own personal amazing experiences with the spirit of the game, let's go over why this mindset should be adopted by young athletes and individuals just like you. Important skills like conflict management and resolution, accountability for one's own actions, and the ability to empathize with others can all be gleaned from the spirit of the game and are all greatly applicable to every area of life. Sports has a very unique duality in that it both shapes culture and is shaped by culture. Ewelina COMS is a researcher at the University in Poland and works for the Department of Psychology there. In the Journal of Health, Education, and Sport, she says that if a society celebrates traditional gender norms, then it should come as no surprise that sport reinforces these traditional gender norms. So whatever we put into sports culture gets reflected back into society. So if we're putting toxic masculinity and a lot of other negative stuff into sports culture, it will come back and reflect the society that it is founded upon. So, I know it's not reasonable to ask that a bunch of NFL players get together and braid each other's hair. I think it is reasonable to suggest, however, that we should demand a higher level of sportsmanlike conduct from professional athletes. Now, on the concept of professionalism, spirit of the game is really important and is a mindset that should be adopted by young professionals who are entering the workforce. That's all of us, woohoo! So many of us are communications majors and want to go in fields like HR, sales, marketing, stuff like that. So, accountability for your own actions is great at all levels of the corporate environment, no matter where you end up. If you want to be a manager or work in HR, conflict resolution is really, really important. And the ability to see things from another person's perspective or empathize with them is critical to sales and marketing. So no matter what you're using your degree for, the spirit of the game mindset can really help you in your professional life. So, today we learned what the spirit of the game is and why young athletes and everyday individuals just like yourself should adopt this amazing mindset. Ultimate Frisbee is a really cool sport that has impacted my life in many ways, and I encourage you to take the spirit of the game mindset and live it through your everyday life.